What's up, guys? It's Brandon, Jumbo River Cats. I know it's been a while. I've been working on some stuff. Started going blind pretty much. Not legally, but working in HVAC, you work around stuff like concentrated UV lights for ductwork. And I forgot to turn it off. Well, I didn't really forget, I just didn't think about it. And I was working on some duct work, and the UV light was basically just shining on my eyes the whole time. So I had about a good 30-45 minutes of prolonged exposure to really highly concentrated UV. My left eye was kind of shielded by the ductwork, so my left eye wasn't as bad, but my right eye is pretty blurry. But it's very noticeably blurry. So I was having issues with my eyes focusing in and out. Anyway, I got some prescription glasses now, and I went ahead and spent the money and got the self-tinting, polarized, all that good stuff. So that took a big chunk out of my pocket. But yeah, been working on something new. I know you guys are used to me fishing out of the little 12-footer. And a lot of you guys probably ain't gonna like me now, but I didn't go big, I didn't go huge. But here's the old boat. She's a mess. Been taking some stuff off of it, not much. But yeah, this is gonna be the new baby here. It's a 1542 flat bottom. It's got a flat nose to it. And yeah, I've redone everything. I don't see my reverse button anywhere. Switch the camera around, so we'll just go like this. But built the hatch. This is all custom. The boat pretty much came bare, so I all new marine grade wire, running 2 batteries in parallel for 12 volts, but double your amp hours. So these are 104 amp hour 140 amp hour batteries. So now I'll have 280 amp hours. Battery shut off switch, of course, and a circuit breaker for something that I've been needing for a while. I'm gonna be getting a real trolling motor, something that I don't have to mess around with all the time when I'm trying to fish and reel in a fish, and next thing you know, the current's taking me all the way over to the bank. So I got one hand over here on the little shift on the tiller handle of the trolling motor, and that really messes my fishing up. So fishing out of the 12-footer is very exciting. I love fishing out of that boat. That boat started giving me a lot of issues with cracks in the hull. When you get out there on that lake, those boats put out big wakes, and if you're going along and you're not really looking right in front of you, let's say you look behind you to make sure somebody's not coming, the next thing you know, you got a bass boat shooting across the lake, and he throws a big wake and you don't even see it coming. So I've had a few instances where I've hit a wake at pretty much full speed, and next thing you know, I'm hitting the top of the next wake, and it puts a huge dent in the front of the boat and ends up cracking those channels at the bottom of the boat. But it's all new marine grade wiring. I did a little bit something different with the rod storage. The rods kind of have a bow to them, so a little bit of play here on the handle end. So I've got another one of these pretty much, but I'm going to take and cut some of this foam out, and I'm going to mount one right in here somewhere so that I can keep these handles from jiggling like crazy. But I did the golf tube thing. I tried just some black pipe I had around here, but it wasn't round. It was kind of oval, so anytime I tried to flare it out, it was just really bad looking. So I got the rod tips and some golf tubes. Did 3/4 inch plywood. This is birch plywood with aluminum trim. I did all the mitering on that. Pretty much custom built those. And yeah, I got a little bit of storage here. There's not a lot of foam in the boat. I did end up having to drill through all the rivets in the floor and then pulled the floor out, which was really fun. Believe it or not, putting it back in was 1,000 times easier than getting it out. So I pulled that up. There was about 80 to 100 pounds of waterlogged foam in there. And I had to two-hand each slab to pull them out of the boat. They were so heavy. But got new foam, new green. It's green board. I know if fuel hits it, it'll melt, but I've got an idea with the fuel tank that I'm gonna put it in some kind of like a tote. So if it does leak gas out, it just leaks into the tote and doesn't leak into the boat. But yeah, I've got plenty of deck lighting on this boat. I went with two 20-inch LED lights on either side, and I'm gonna tell you, she lights up the night. I've got two on that side, two on this side. I've got two blue lights in between the seats back there. They add a really nice accent to the back of the boat with the blue floor. The blue, that is a tough coat. That stuff is expensive. Make sure you follow the directions. Read the can very well. Make sure you use the correct primer. I used the correct primer, but I didn't look at the can very well. And me being a painter, I was like, I'll just shake the can up and that'll be fine. Wrong. I was rolling out the first coat and I was like, it was dark, it was at night. It was probably 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I want to get this done. But rolled the first coat on. I was like, this stuff's supposed to be gritty. And it was gritty. It was just, all the grit was still in the can. So my first coat was just basically like a paint. It was just like liquid. So my second coat, I had no liquid left in the can hardly, and I was just mixing up grit basically. So when I rolled the second coat on, it was just like chunky grit. But what it ended up doing, which it's fine, most of the floor is fine, but on the edges where it got real thick, it started doing a little cracking in the curing process. But my neighbor Al, the cool man, you gave me 2 nice pieces of diamond plate, and at first I didn't think they were wide enough to go across the width of the boat, because the front of the boat's over 48 inches on the beam. So he had 2 sheets. I was able to get 2 seams out of, or 2 good pieces, and I put 2 piano hinges there and a little hydraulic lift assist, and now I've got plenty of storage up front. And I know there's no foam up front. If this boat sinks, it sinks. I have put a lot of time and money into this, but you know, there's risks. You gotta go with the flow. Take the risks. But what I might end up doing is on the front part up here, I might end up sectioning it off and cutting it like in half, and then taking half of the bay and taking some 2-part foam and pouring it in there, and putting some real foam in the front, and then maybe sectioning off part of the back and pouring some foam in the back, just mainly in the corners of the boat. The floor's got plenty of foam in it, but for the weight of the boat, I think it does need a little more foam if I do end up taking on water. 32-inch light bar on the front, and when I got this, I thought I ordered a 30-inch, but I was sadly mistaken. It was 32, and I was worried that I wasn't going to have a wide enough space for my trolling motor mount. So I took a piece of that diamond plate and I made a new trolling motor mount. It's good and sturdy. Once I bolt the trolling motor on here, it'll give that rigidity, which is strong enough to hold that motor. I believe it's only like 55 pounds of thrust. But yeah, I got not trolling motor. I got rod storage on both sides. Hatches in the back on both sides. And yeah, I like them. And these seat bases, I looked on Bass Pro Shops, and they've got these plastic ones. And these plastic ones are nice, man. They're quick disconnect. So I can literally just hit a flap and pull this seat off if I want to. And I'm not having to fight in between the seat and the platform to get the bolts in. So that was really cool. And I'm not too worried about the plastic because I don't plan on sitting down that much. If I do sit down, I'll probably just pull out like a lawn chair, like a fold out lawn chair. There's plenty of room in the floor. I'll just sit there and I can prop my feet up on the seats and watch the rods. I have not got the rod rack yet. I am working on building it now. I actually just set up the saw. My neighbor, he's an awesome dude. He's got a lot of scrap metal back there, so I was able to find some scrap steel. I know it's going to be heavy, but this is a 20-inch transom. This is I believe a 17-inch shaft. I measured from right in here to my flare right there, and I got 17 inches. This is a 20 or 21-inch transom. The guy that I bought it from actually had a 65 horsepower Johnson on this thing. So it kind of it bent the transom in just a little bit, but it's doable. I had to seal up some holes. Used a little bit of JB Weld. I did not repaint the whole underside of the boat. I did paint the front side of the bottom of the boat. This boat's pretty heavy and this trailer's pretty heavy, and pulling this thing on and off the trailer by yourself, it's not easy. But yeah, I'll be back soon, guys. I'm gonna try to get my old 76 truck over here sold. If I can get that sold, then trolling motor and fish finder in the cart. So fish finder, I haven't decided what I'm gonna go with yet. I'm probably gonna go with Humminbird still. I might go with Garmin. The Lowrances, like the Hook series, the Hook reveals and stuff, I've read a lot of reviews on those. I've heard they're crap. So I'll probably go with a Garmin or a Humminbird. Humminbird's been around a long time. My grandfather used Humminbird, and my little Piranha Max is a Humminbird. I like it, so we'll see. Either Humminbird or Garmin. But yeah. And about, going to a bigger boat. Fishing is a lot about enjoyment. If you're confined to one spot on a small boat, let's say kayak or let's say my 12-foot John boat, you have no room to walk. You sit out there for 8 hours pretty much in one spot, sometimes 12 hours just sitting in one spot, and just standing up, all you got is a little like a 1 foot by 3 foot spot to just stand there. So that and starting a pull start motor from a sitting position is not fun. Speaking of that, I don't know why, but I was doing some cleaning up back here, and I had pulled off the pull start because I was like, screw it, I'll just take the pull start off. It's messed up anyway, and I'll just take the rope and the handle, and I'll just spin it off the top, off the flywheel. And then I was thinking about it. I was looking for it yesterday. I was like, what did I do with the pull start assembly? And honestly, when I was cleaning up, I don't think I was using my brain, and I threw it away. So, of course, you can't really get them new. You can find some of the parts new, but eBay is your best bet when it comes to used, like old outboards and stuff. eBay is awesome. you can look on boats.net and see what the product number is. And once you notice the product number, when you go to eBay and you search, don't search the product number or anything like that. Search the year of the motor, the brand of the motor, and the horsepower of the motor. And then when you type that in and hit search, it's going to pull up a list of all kinds of parts. It might be anywhere from 1970s to 1990s. And you're going to look for that part number. And of course, look at the picture. If it looks like what you got and it's the same part number and it's $150 cheaper, grab it. The one I got, it was used, it was 115 bucks, new, and you can't even get all the parts. It's like 270 something. So I went ahead and got the used one on eBay, 115 bucks. It's the whole assembly, cord, the spring, everything. It looked to be in good shape. The spring was in good shape, so I'll slap that on when I get it, and we'll have a pull start again. I was looking at getting the electric start. I was not quite sure which electric start motor to get, and I wasn't quite sure if it would bolt up or match. And you got to do stuff like take the flywheel off and put stators and whatever rectifiers on. I wasn't going to do that with this old motor. When I got the boat, it came with a 35 horsepower motor, an Evinrude, and it's got 90 compression, both cylinders. Carb looks like it's been pulled, cleaned, or replaced, or rebuilt. And it's got, I'm pretty sure it'll have spark if you can get the throttle linkage in the start position. But I ordered, like an idiot, I ordered a tiller handle because the tiller handle was all busted up. And come to find out, the one I ordered is all busted up. The bushing in it's gone, so the shaft slides backwards. It doesn't engage the actual brass, like, gear pinion on the motor that's mounted to the motor. That goes to the throttle linkage that goes to some other little lever that engages something on the flywheel to give it spark. So unless you can get that to engage, it won't get spark. So 35 horse motor, spent like 150 bucks on it, tinkered around with it for a few hours, and come to find out, I'm not gonna mess with it. But eventually I'll upgrade the outboard. It's 15 horse, so it's probably not going to push me too fast. I'm going to guess maybe 10, 12 miles an hour. But it was a necessary upgrade, and I know I've been gone a while, guys. I'm sorry about that. I know y'all been missing the videos. I'm going to be cranking out some more videos soon. It probably won't be every week. I'm going to lean more towards every 2 weeks. I'm going to shoot for every week. But if not, expect them every other week. And going to try to focus a little more on editing. Maybe spend a little more time editing. Finding some different music to throw up there, all that good stuff. But yeah, I've got some work to do on this boat. I got a rod rack to build, and I've got another seat to mount. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. I'm hoping and praying by the start of the summer, this boat will be on the water. Registration for the trailer and tags have already been done. I'm waiting for those to come in the mail. So everything will be perfectly legal. Fishing license needs to be renewed. My driver's license needs to be renewed. Everything just kind of hits you at once. But yeah, guys, like I said, stay tuned. I'll be back soon. Love y'all. Yeah, I can't even talk. Love you all. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. I love you and I miss you.